All right, and welcome back to the live morning show presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet. And as you have grown accustomed to, on Mondays at 8:20, we do the Wesleyan Sports segment. And today we will be talking about Fred's favorite sport, baseball. There's your baseball guy right there. He loves baseball. Well, I mean, I love baseball too, don't get me wrong. But that is Fred's favorite of all the sports. I've got Chris Corbett here with me. He is one of the assistant coaches for the baseball team here at North Carolina Wesleyan College. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. And if you would, we talked a little bit. This is the first time you and I have met. And this is your first year on the staff here at North Carolina Wesleyan College with the baseball program. Give our audience a brief introduction to you and, you know, where is home originally, what's your background in baseball, and how you got to Wesleyan.
Well, I'm originally from Greensboro, North Carolina. And then, you know, kind of my baseball background, I went to Rollins College, which is a Division II program down in Florida. Beautiful weather down there.
Yeah.
Beautiful baseball weather. So loved it down there. I graduated from there in 2017, and then I was lucky enough to be drafted by the Giants.
Awesome.
In the 18th round of the 2017 MLB draft.
Cool.
Played with those guys for 3 years in their minor league system. You know, and then, you know, ended up getting released last year during the coronavirus pandemic, and then had the opportunity to come to Wesleyan, which is a storied program, you know, with Mike Fox, Scott Forbes,
Yep.
Tony Guzzo, you know, Billy Godwin.
Yeah.
You know, just rich baseball tradition here.
Absolutely.
You know, and then I had the chance to meet, you know, Coach Clifton, and that made the decision pretty easy, especially with the other assistant coach being Thomas St. Clair, a guy I actually got to play with in summer ball during college. So it was a great opportunity, you know, and I couldn't pass it up. So I'm really happy to be here now and excited to be a part of the Bishop family.
It definitely sounds like you have a great baseball background, and like I say, Wesleyan is glad to have you here, and we look forward to talking a little bit more about the season and all. You mentioned the rich history and tradition here at North Carolina Wesleyan College with the baseball program, and obviously with a couple of national championships back in '89 and '99. You mentioned Coach Fox and others that have been there. Was that honestly, Chris, part of the appeal for you? I mean, I'm sure that you know, you could have you know, put yourself out there for different places and tried to land, but I mean, how important was that for you to kind of search out that type of tradition and history, and what do you think that means as far as reestablishing a program?
Yeah, absolutely. It played a huge part for me. You know, just hearing those names, you know, in the coaching tree that's come through here. You know, I want to be a head coach eventually one day.
Awesome.
And so seeing the guys that have come through here and had success here, and the alumni support here, the alumni base here is something that, you know, I wanted to be a part of. It's a tradition of excellence. It's on a sign on our clubhouse right out front, you know, tradition of excellence.
Yeah.
And you know, the national championship is what we're focused on right now.
Sure.
And getting back to the national championship and honoring the tradition that was set, you know, before us.
Right.
You know, I see it as a challenge, you know, to come in and you know, to be a part of this and to uphold that standard of excellence.
Absolutely. How much, Chris? How much of that is shared with the current players? As far, you know, how much do you talk about history and tradition, and do you see that as being a motivating thing for a lot of these kids, or is it something you have to kind of refire back up in some of them? But I mean, how big is that as a coaching staff to help these kids understand the opportunity that is in front of them?
Yeah, we let them know all the time. You know, on the scoreboard there's two signs that say 89 and 99 national championships.
Okay.
And so, you know, it's something we talk about all the time. The big thing we talk about is championship effort. You know, the way that we prepare, the way that we go about our business, the way that we practice has to be at a championship level. You know, and when we're talking about winning championships, it's not just talking about it. It's about doing the things that are going to prepare you for when we get to that stage to be ready to actually win it.
Right.
You know, we're a very talented team. The players are very talented, but what they need to, what we as coaches need to help them understand is how to prepare at a level that's going to continue to let them grow as players and as people.
Right, and you mentioned, you're obviously young and somewhat close to the age of these guys. So, I mean, I imagine that is, helps in the relationship part and building those relationships. So that's probably an important part as we've talked to Coach Clifton here in the past. But I want to focus a little bit on the start of this season. 15-2 overall mark and a number 20 ranking in the nation. Obviously, you and the coaches have got this program heading in the right direction with a 15-2 mark and a national ranking. So first of all, congratulations for an amazing start. Chris, what have you seen out of this group? And I guess maybe halfway through the season, maybe a little bit more than halfway through the season. 15-2 mark is incredible. What has impressed you the most about this group, and what has led to this success so far?
Well, we've won just about every way you could. We've had some walk-offs. We've come from behind. We've held leads. We've won big. But just the resiliency of these guys, even when we get down, there's no quit.
Yep.
Which is great to see as a coach. They keep the energy we preach. Focus on the next pitch.
Right.
Win every single pitch.
Right.
And these guys have bought into it. All the credit goes to the guys.
Absolutely.
They've been playing their tails off, and it's fun to watch. And it's fun to watch them have fun winning.
And it's got to be nice, but at the same time, I guess as coaches, you have to keep them focused. But to appear in the national rankings is a huge deal. How do you obviously those are your goals. You mentioned having the signs 89 and 99, so you want them focused on big goals. But as you appear in the national rankings, sometimes you're like, okay, you get a little, it's fine to be excited, but how do you channel that emotion and that energy and keep the group focused on the task at hand? I mean, is that an issue for the guys, or is this extra motivation that you feel will just kind of keep them heading in that right direction?
Yeah, so Coach Clifton does a good job of keeping the guys motivated. We have a phrase, never enough.
Okay.
We're number 20, well, we want to be number 19.
Okay.
If we're number 19, we want to be number 1.
Yeah, eventually.
we want to get all the way up to number 1.
Right.
And when our goal is to win a national championship. When we win the national championship, it's not done there. We want to win another one.
Yeah.
And so we never want to get complacent. We want to continue to prepare at a high level every single day, whether we win, whether we lose. It's not about the result, it's about the process and preparing well and putting ourselves in the best chance or in the best position to win every single game that we play.
Right. Now, I know Coach Clifton, I've interviewed him several times, and he is a team guy. No doubt he's a team guy, but sometimes, individuals step up and have certain accolades that warrant that recognition, and I can tell you're a team guy as well, so maybe sometimes there's a hesitancy to put the spotlight on one or two individuals, but in all fairness, you have had a couple of young men receive some honors from the conference, Davey Morgan and Tyson Bass. So like I say, not to take away from the team first mentality, but obviously these young men have earned this type of recognition. Can you kind of highlight what they accomplished and what they have meant to this team so far?
Yeah, Davey Morgan, first off, is just as good of a teammate as he is a player. We love having him around in the locker room. In the cage, he's always there early. He just sets a really good example for the rest of the team as a leader. He leads by example every single day. And, he's, on the individual level, yeah, he's doing a great job, but he does it all for the guys. He's had 2 walk-off hits for us. Yesterday had a go-ahead hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. to help us win it.
Nice.
He's hitting over 400.
Wow.
You know, he's got already, I think, 14 extra base hits throughout the first 7 teams of the game.
Yeah, pretty strong.
And so, you know, he's playing really well and playing a good second base for us too. And then Tyson Bass, you know, freshman, super talented, just raw. You know, it's going to be really fun to watch him develop over the next couple of years.
Right.
Can really run, has some power, has gotten on base a ton for us this year in the leadoff spot.
That's important.
You know, and plays a good third base for us. And you know, just having those 2 guys, you know, near the top of the lineup, Davey driving guys in and Tyson getting on base for us, it's huge. You know, and then, you know, the pitching staff, you know, Derek Carter, left-handed pitcher, starts on Fridays for us.
Right.
You know, has thrown the ball tremendously well. He's a senior for us. Kevin Williams, another senior for us, coming out of the bullpen. He came in yesterday, kept the game close for us, and gave us a chance to come back.
Right.
You know, and then a freshman on the mound, Danny Thompson, has come in. He's kind of close to getting that closer role. You know, and he's, you know, watching him develop over the last 17 games has been a lot of fun. And so we have a young, talented team with a few older guys that are kind of showing them the way.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's very, very important mix there. And as we wrap up, Chris Corbett, one of the coaches on the baseball team here at North Carolina Western College, my guest here in the segment, just recently starting conference play with a big sweep over Greensboro. That was obviously a big goal. I know Coach Clifton and I were talking, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before he was here, but talking, you know, pinpointing this series. Obviously, it sounded like you had a couple of, you know, particularly tight contests. And how important, Chris, with the start that you guys had, a 12-2 start coming in, how important was a good result? I mean, I guess a series win, you know, I mean, you want to win every game, but I mean, mentally a series win is what you want. But to come out of there with a sweep to start out conference play, what did that prove to this group?
Yeah, well, we talked to them before. You know, we were 12-2 going into this weekend, ranked number 20, but the only guarantee to get into the conference or to get into the regional is to win the conference tournament. And so the only thing that we're focused on right now is preparing well for each conference game, and that way we can set ourselves up with a good seeding. Well, first we got to get into the conference tournament,
right.
And so we need to do our best to prepare to win every single game to get ourselves into the conference tournament. Right. And the way you do that is you win more conference games than everybody else on your side of the conference.
Yeah.
And so that's our only focus right now. You know, it's great to be 15-2, you know, but our next game is Wednesday against Christopher Newport, and then we have another conference series against rival Methodist this weekend. And so, you know, our focus is ahead. You know, what we've done we're proud of. That gives us some confidence, but our goal is to prepare well, you know, for what's next and set ourselves up to get to that conference tournament and make a run for it.
Absolutely. And I appreciate your time today and also in sharing these philosophies of coaching. It's very interesting to get into the mind of a coach, and like you say, you have great aspirations for your future, and I know Wesleyan is glad to have you here. So Chris Corbett, assistant coach, men's baseball team here at North Carolina Western College, has been my guest. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate the time. All the best to you and the team moving forward. Sounds like you've built the foundation of a wonderful season. Congratulations on the start, the sweep this weekend, the national ranking. All the best to you the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward to having you back again sometime in the future. When we return, Fred gives us our final look at weather. We'll get back to the phone lines and take more of your phone calls on the current police situation here in Rocky Mount. You're watching the live morning show presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet.